Greetings everyone, I trust you're well. Let's quickly analyze US30, and I'm on the daily chart as you guys can see. And in regards to the daily chart, we can see that the market at this point in time has what seems to be a very huge or a very large overextended W structure. It's an overextended W structure because the first leg is higher than the second leg, and to add to that, it has a neckline more or less at this level, right? So the neckline of this overextended W structure is also a very strong level of resistance at this point in time. And if I can just zoom in a bit, let's see, we can see that the market at this point is testing the neckline of this huge W structure, right? And what is likely to happen at this point in time, in my humble opinion, is for the market to push further down, at least to this level over here, which is a very strong level of support. Why is it a very strong level of support? That is because it is the neckline of this overextended W structure, as you guys can see, right? And you guys know by now that when it comes to W structures, ideally we want to see the market breaking the neckline rather to the upside, and then coming back to the neckline to test it. And at the neckline is where we would look for further buying opportunities, right? Anyway, let's proceed. So you might say that yes, the price had indeed broken the neckline to the upside, came back to the neckline to test it, and at this point we should be buying. At this point I would say that we should not be buying as yet, and the reason why I say so is because if we can just zoom in, remember we have this W structure over here. It's also an overextended W structure because the second leg, or rather the first leg, is lower than the second leg, right? And we have this candlestick over here, right? It is a liquidity candlestick, and it tells us that whether at that neckline we have a lot of liquidity, right? And liquidity, as you guys know by now, represents money that needs to be triggered by the market, right? So as much as I say that we should be looking for buying opportunities at this point, I believe that price needs to head down to trigger the liquidity at this level, and then once it does that, we might potentially get some upward movement, meaning that we should potentially be looking for buying opportunities once this candlestick has been filled at the bottom, right? I'm just gonna zoom out again, and I just hope what I've said makes sense. So the next thing that I'm going to do, guys, is just to utilize the Fibonacci retracement level just to see if the neckline aligns with any key numbers that we have on the tool, right? So let's see, I can do it in this manner. Let's see, and we can see that more or less the neckline of this overextended W structure, which is over here, aligns with, we could say, the 38.2% as well as the 51.0% Fibonacci retracement levels. So should price from where it is, let me just actually delete this Fibonacci level, right? So what I'm saying in other words, guys, is that should price come back to the neckline again to fill this candlestick as well as to test the support level, we should indeed be looking for potential selling or rather buying opportunities at that point, right? Potential buying opportunities, right? Anyway, let's proceed. So from here, what I'm gonna do is head down to the H4 chart. However, before I do so, let me just also point out that we have this channel which has been broken to the upside, and it's also, or rather it also acts as a support level, right, at this level over here, right? Anyway, from here I'm just gonna head down to the H4 chart. Let's see, on the H4 chart I'm just gonna fix my channel just to ensure that it is as accurate as can be. Just bear with me, guys. There we go. And let's just zoom in a bit. Let's have a look. And the next thing that I'm going to do in regards to the H4 chart is to add my H4 channel, and I would add it in this manner. Let's have a look. Just bear with me, guys, while I add my H4 channel. I would add it in this manner. Let's see. Let's have a look. We just need to ensure that our channels are as accurate as can be, just to ensure that at the end of the day, when we do execute, our execution is also very much accurate. Right, there we go. So let me just zoom in, and just to recap, guys, on the daily chart we spoke about how we have this let me just actually zoom out a bit. Let me just zoom out a bit. All right, so just to recap, guys, as I was saying, we spoke about how we have this W structure which has a neckline at that point, and we said that we want price to come back to that point to test it, and at that point is where we should look for potential buying opportunities, right? To add to that, we also spoke about this candlestick over here, and we said that it is a liquidity candlestick that needs to be triggered by the market at one point or another, and that liquidity is actually money that needs to be grabbed by the market, right? So let's proceed. What else do we see in regards to the H4 chart of US30? So another thing that I see, guys, that is also very much interesting is that we had a triple top. Actually, at this point we had a triple top which has a neckline more or less at this level, and the neckline is yet to be broken, right? So as much as I'm saying that at this point we should be looking for potential buying opportunities, what may actually happen is that price may close below this neckline, head back to the neckline again to test it, and at the neckline of the triple top the market may push further down to around this level over here, meaning that it would be the completion of this triple top. Because if you actually look at it, it actually started at this point over here, right, and then it gave us a nice triple top, right, and then the neckline would be over here. The neckline would be then broken. As I've said, price would then go back to the neckline, and at the neckline, as I've said, we would look for potential selling opportunities, and it would end at that point, right? I'm just speculating, guys, at this point, but I'm just trying to show you how things could unfold in the future, right? Anyway, let's proceed. So as much as we have this candlestick over here, which is a liquidity candlestick, we also have this one here, this one over here, as well as this one. So this tells me that there is plenty of scope for the market to push further down, right? So, and to add to that, guys, we also have this candlestick over here. It is very much similar to this one in that it too is carrying a lot of liquidity at this point, this level over here. And as much as I've said to you guys that we have what seems to be a triple top at this point, the market may actually push further up to trigger that liquidity and then only push further down again to this level, right? So we just need to be careful in regards to this particular chart of US30, because at this point in time it seems as if the market may go up or down, right? Anyway, from here what I'm going to do is just head down to the H1 chart. Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. So in regards to the H1 chart, it seems as if the market is actually moving sideways. If you guys actually have a look, right, on the H4 chart it has given us a triple top, but on the H1 chart the market is moving sideways, right? And let's have a look. Let me just zoom in further. What else do we see, right? If we look at today's price action, we can see that the market has been very choppy, going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So in regards to any buying or selling decisions at this point, I don't see any. I think it's a bit risky in regards to buying right now because the market is moving sideways. I think the best thing to do, let me just go back to the H4 chart. I think the best thing to do at this point in time is to either wait for price to come to this level to trigger the liquidity of this candlestick and then potentially look for selling opportunities at this point, or wait for the market to push to this level to fill this candlestick over here and then look for potential buying opportunities at this point, right? But to buy or sell in this block I think would be a bit risky, right? So I hope my analysis makes sense, and that is it really. Just remember to like the video if you do indeed like it, as well as to subscribe to the channel if you really enjoy the content. And peace out, guys.